here for the blockchain fellowship that happens every single Friday of the week. This should be the 6th time we are here fellowshipping with everyone, with our students, and with every blockchain enthusiast. We welcome you all, and just in the moment for this specific fellowship, we are going to be quite on time. We expect this not to go more than an hour. So it's exactly 8 minutes past the hour of 8 p.m. Down in Kampala, East Africa, Africa. So that is East African time. It is 8 p.m. I expect it to be around 5 p.m. West African time, if I'm not mistaken. So I welcome you all to this live fellowship, and we are going to have not quite a technical discussion with you, the viewers, deep down on YouTube. But before we do all that, I request you guys to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel at MitroPlus, where you are watching this specific video from, and hit the notification button. Then you will be notified every time we are up, every time a video is up, and that is to make sure nothing goes by unnoticed in terms of the knowledge that comes from MitroPlus Labs. We are going to have a discussion about, of course, cryptocurrencies and what's happening in the world of crypto and in the world of blockchain technology. So much is happening. We are having very many big players coming into endorsing Bitcoin as a worldwide form of value. So that is one of the things that we're going to discuss tonight. And of course, we'll talk to our main tutor, which is Mr. Andrew Senyomo. He will be joining us here on this live session. Of course, he will be on Zoom live, but he won't be live in studio with us. Live in studio, I have an amazing person. For those of you that have been following our Market Watch sessions, both on Twitter and on Instagram, the one that we had last Sunday as well, he's the man behind all that we want to give out in terms of Market Watch. He's an expert analyst, that is what I choose to call him, and he goes by the name, well, big people need to introduce themselves. Welcome to this session once again, Mr. Frank Coruzero.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Rama. Thanks everyone who is watching, and thanks to all who are attending to us as the MitroPlus Labs team. We are here, and here is me, Mr. Kanavi Frank, a crypto analyst, a crypto investor, and a crypto lover. So let me give back the mic to Mr. Rama for further.
All right. We have Mr. Frank down in studio for, I think, the second time. We had you last Friday,
Yeah.
And down on Zoom we'll be having Mr. Andrew. I'm reliably informed that he's live with us. He's listening in with the rest of the students. But if you've just joined us, like I've said in the previous 5 minutes, go ahead and tap the notification button on YouTube. It's one of the ways that you can try to motivate us as well. We want to motivate you, and our biggest motivation is in making sure there is financial freedom for every one of you that is watching this live session. So go ahead, share this session with everyone that you hope to be a successful person in terms of crypto and blockchain technologies. Go ahead and invite as many people as possible. Go copy the link, share it to as many WhatsApp groups as possible. Go to your status as well. And for those who are part of our Telegram channel, go deep down there and inform them that we are live and the conversation is just about to start. And yes, we'll also be joined by our founder, the big man himself, Ivai B. Festo, for the Market Watch session. And at the end of this session as well, he has a lot to share with us. And maybe to remind you, our software development classes are starting soon. So if you haven't registered, please go ahead. We have just a few days. And remember, these slots are not as many as we have, because then it's a partnership with Play for Work, so the slots will be limited. So go ahead and register. Go to our website, mitropluslabs.com and register, you'll receive an email to confirm that you may have a chance to be tutored by the very best in the world of software development. These are big names that we hope to share very soon, so it will be an exciting journey to be part of something life-changing, part of something that will create income for you at the comfort of your homes. One thing I know about software development is you actually are employed by maybe a multinational company, an international company, but you're actually working from home. That's the beauty with this kind of technologies, and that is what we stand for. The world is moving from physical interaction, from physical work, to becoming global citizens where you don't need to be physically available to actually be productive. So go ahead and share that opportunity to as many people as possible. I want to have Mr. Andrew to say hello to us, and then we'll kickstart our conversation. Good evening, Mr. Andrew. Mr. Andrew, I can't seem to hear you. I don't know if it's just me. I can't get your voice quite well.
Can you get me now?
Your voice quite well, so kindly unmute and please continue.
Can you get me now?
Yes, we get you now.
Oh, sorry about that. There was a slight glitch. My name is Andrew. Good evening to you, Mr. Rama.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. and everyone at large at the Mitro Plus Labs studios, and everyone who has been able to join on our YouTube channel, and all our leaders, our founder, Mr. Ivai Bifeston, co-founder, Mr. Paul Iza Pulukwe. My name is Andrew Senyomo. I'm the tutor here at Mitro Plus Labs. I'm a tutor here at Mitro Plus Labs, the blockchain enthusiast and also the Eastern Central African coordinator. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. We're going to have a very exciting session about a recap of what we have studied in the week. And also we are going to talk about a few more things that are yet to come. Please stay tuned and we kick off. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew, and please don't mute yourself. We are still having a conversation with you. I want our audience to know where our classes have reached. I think we're on the 10 bag level, and as per the comments that I'm reading so much in a very funny way, students are scared, if I may use that word. The math is getting to the top, and some of them are really kind of demotivated. What do you have to say about that as the tutor?
Yeah, that's something very normal and was expected to be demotivated a little bit because of the mathematics. But what I know about everything, if you do the easiest thing, it won't give you as much more money than doing the hardest thing. So trading comes with its own challenges. To be a good trader, you have to figure out a lot of things. It's like also being a good doctor, you have to be able to figure out so many things. Here, you are not carrying sacks of cassava or charcoal on your back from one lorry to another. It is very simple to carry a sack of charcoal or cassava from a lorry to the ground or to the lorry itself. So it doesn't require any skills, but here, this is something that is going to make you money. So it requires some bit of skills, and this is something that is going to make you rich. Like in the long run, you'll be able to make some money, and not small money. So definitely expect some hills to climb and some downs and some valleys to go into. So I just encourage you to keep on moving with me. Where you have not understood, please, today I've been answering and repeating for students in my inbox. The whole day, students were on me, please help me with this, help me with this. I didn't understand this, and I was just trying to help them on personal level. And I think in case you're having an issue, you could just text me down here, then I can be able to help you. Yeah, it's not going to be easy like you thought, because I even told you before that the next class, the 10 bar class, is a bit difficult, but also the class that is coming next is even more difficult, the military grade. So guys, don't give up. It is the journey we chose. We have to finish it.
Well,
Thank you, sir.
and also maybe just to inform our audience, everyone can reach this level. So I think what will set you apart, in the words of our founder, is the math that is starting to happen, is what will make you more profitable than the traders that are just at the level of the EMAs, the level of the RSI, the level of the moving averages as well. So I think it is something that we need to go for. It's a decision that we made, and like any other business, I choose to call it business because then it realizes profits. And with calculated moves, you always get what you expect. Of course, it comes with some risks as well, like any other business. But the most important thing is to be an expert at what we choose to do. Like any other career, you choose to go ahead with a high school certificate, you go ahead and go to university, you get a diploma. If you're blessed enough, you go for a degree. If you go for a degree, you're blessed, you can be blessed enough to go for the masters as well, till we get to the PhD level. So Mr. Andrew, in terms of the levels of trading, where do we expect our students to be at right now?
Yeah, now we are the 10 bug level. We have a few more levels, the military grade and then the Mahe and Mayampampa. So right now we are on the third level, that is the 10 bug. And whoever gets done with this level, they will be decorated as we promised. We shall test them, and then we see. The test won't be that easy like the ones you did for the beginner level and the second level. Yeah, so just get ready for anything right now. But
maybe to explain a little bit, at this level, where do we have, are we having Elliott waves as well, part of this level? Because I'm informed it is the next thing coming up next in our classes. On this level, where should, I know the students haven't reached there yet, but maybe we could give them a heads up that with this and this and this, I think you would have finished this level of the 10 bagger.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Right now, we are on the level of harmonic patterns. Actually, we are just beginning harmonics. Those are ABCD patterns. And we studied what we call the Gartley pattern last time. And we drew a Gartley, and it gave us very good results. Yeah, we all saw that. We learned the Fibonacci. In this level, we've learned, first of all, the Fibonacci sequence, how it comes about, where the Fibonacci levels come from, how to calculate and get the Fibonacci levels, and how to use the Fibonacci tool. That is the Fibonacci levels, the Fibonacci retracement tool, how to put it into the chart. Then how to use it to identify retracements. We've learned about the golden ratio. We've learned about the 50%, 0.5, the 50% ratio. Then also we've learned about other ratios as they come. So we have been able to use the Fibonacci to locate the Gartley pattern. And then we've learned about XABCD, that at point D, if it is a bullish Gartley, we come into the market, and then we saw how there was a bullish trend. Then we are about to learn about the bearish Gartley. I gave actually the learners, I gave them homework, and I wanted them to draw the bearish Gartley, many of them, as before Monday. So on Monday, they have to present at least something to show that they have an idea of what we studied about. So with the bearish Gartley, the D is up, and when you say, it shows you a sell point where you're supposed to sell from. So we've done that. So we are going to do what we call a butterfly after we've learned the Gartley. Still, this is also going to be in this level of the 10 bar. We learn the butterfly. The butterfly has a different principles. Then after that, we shall do what we call the crab. Then after the crab, we shall do what we call the heart. So all these are harmonics. They're all going to be studied in this level of the 10 bar. Then also we are going to do what we call the Elliott waves. Elliott waves is a very large topic. This one also, Mr. Frank Kanabi is going to be, actually is going to be the lead tutor on this one. Mr. Frank is in the studios. He's going to be the lead tutor on Elliott waves with me, and also the founder himself, Mr. Festo Ivaibi. Yeah, then when we're done with this level, then we shall go to the military grade, and then we shall tell you the topics in there we're going to cover.
All right, all right. I want to bring in our founder, Mr. Festo. He's live with us on Zoom. Let him say hello to our audience, and then we'll start part of this conversation as well. For this specific one, we are going to go all out. We'll have something to do with the Market Watch. We're already having Mr. Andrew with the progress of our students and the class. And then we'll have Mr. Festo for the overall conversation. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, Rama. And good evening, everyone in the studios. Good evening to the students that are on the YouTube and other forums.
Well, we are having a discussion. It's not totally different from what we had last night on Twitter. We were speaking Market Watch, identifying the right projects to invest in with the upcoming news, big players signing for ETFs subject to approval. Then we have the Bitcoin halving that is coming up next in 2024. And for the students that were on our Twitter space last evening, we shared the progress, how Bitcoin has been working after the Bitcoin halving. And some of the things that we shared is if you are not a big investor, there are always those altcoins that are very good projects to invest in. They could make you some money. And I want to have this conversation with both Mr. Festo and Mr. Frank Cruzero, our analyst who is deep down live in the studios with me. So I'll start off with a question to you, Mr. Festo. In terms of project, which is the best way to identify projects in terms of the altcoins? Because with Bitcoin, information is readily out there. It is something that is written about every single day. Now, I'm talking about for the smaller investors that need to make off some money with the upcoming bull run that is expected to start early next year. So how best should we identify such projects?
To me, I usually write a checklist of my criteria of what I follow when I am choosing a portfolio and where to invest. And that checklist usually maintains the market capitalization of the project. It maintains the administration behind the project. It maintains the security of the token behind the project. Then the tokenomics of the token or the coin. Then the regulation compliancy of the project, then the utility of the project. All these things I have to put on my checklist, and usually I summarize all this up with following where the big money goes, because usually the biggest players in the market always also look at these things. And after looking at these things, they usually tend to invest in those tokens that fulfill these things. So when you see most of these things that have been fulfilled on your list, they have usually been also fulfilled on the list of those the big monies. For example, Meta and Mesh, Microsoft, Google. If they follow several projects, that means their statisticians and their actuaries have also seen it fit that they have fulfilled most of the things on their criteria list of investment and also of association. Yeah, so and to me, I also go for tokens that are in the first 100 and also follow the user cases. I follow a lot of research that have been put out by the launchpads. At MicroPlus Labs, we have not yet studied about launchpads, cryptocurrency launchpads, and how you can benefit from launchpads or being a launchpad investor. I think I'm going to do a small video about that this week. You will find it on the YouTube channel probably Monday or Tuesday. I will try to make it short. I realize people will watch the shorter videos. I will try to summarize it as much as possible so that you can also try to see how you can start benefiting from launchpads. Yeah, those are usually for me what I take when I am going to consider creating a portfolio for myself, for my business, for my family, and for my future.
Well, thank you, Mr. Festo. And last night on the Twitter space, Mr. Frank shared some of the projects that he thinks would work well with the upcoming bull run. For those of you that didn't attend, I want you guys to have an opportunity to hear from Mr. Frank, and maybe it wouldn't hurt to note down some of these projects that may be profitable as per his analysis. And he's someone that I believe in when it comes to analysis of the crypto markets. So, Mr. Frank, if you may please say it out on YouTube like you did last night on Twitter, yeah, on our space. And maybe give advice to our audience about those projects that we think if we invested in rightly, we could profit off with some good money.
Yeah, last Twitter space that we had, actually it was yesterday, is it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Mr. Festo uttered out something very important, which was that it's not better to invest into Bitcoin, but better into altcoins because of the multiplier effect.
Yes.
Since these ones are still of lockup, they still have a large or a huge room to grow, and they can easily pump. So these projects that I gave yesterday were actually based on the market cap narrative, the market cap which is still low, market cap which can easily be manipulated by the big money, and then price skyrockets. And these were some of them. We decided for the meme coins to be looking at Shiba Inu. Then we decided for the crypto gaming, we are going to be looking at the one called Gala Games.
I really want us to go project by project. Shiba Inu is one of those projects that actually made people millionaires in the previous bull run. Why is it having a second shot with this upcoming bull run?
Why am I considering a Shiba Inu to be still going to do well? Reason number one is that Shiba Inu from the upside, where actually from the top to the downside right now, it's almost a 10x. So if that project is down by 10x, I expect that it can simply recover to the upside, meaning that it is back to the lowest market cap possible. So remember the last time people were less in crypto, the narrative was not yet spread, but this time around the narrative is high. Meme coins are actually more understood after this guy Elon Musk coming in talking about meme coins. And another thing is that Shiba right now, they are having that yellow check mark, is it a brown check mark on their Twitter space. This attracts more people for the authenticity of the project, the Shibarium blockchain which they are introducing. All these things are going to be influencing the move of Shiba to the upside. Now Shiba Inu, if someone invests and then Shiba Inu just goes back to the all-time highs, that means that someone is going to be making something like 1000% their money. But these gains that I'm talking about are actually not based on a financial advice, but for educational purpose to each and every student or to each and everyone who is watching. Now, another project that I can be talking about now.
I think before we leave Shiba Inu, it is something that our founder invested in, even the previous bull run. And last night on a space, he talked about the possibility of banning. I want him to explain to our viewers what banning means and what it does to a certain project. Mr. Festo, if you may, please go ahead.
Well, banning in crypto simply means that they are creating scarcity of that token. What happens is that when a token is rolled out, there's always a maximum supply. Like, for example, Bitcoin has 21 million. That's the maximum supply of Bitcoin. So if this 21 million is reached and we want to create, and if the Bitcoin infrastructure wants to create more scarcity so that it can push the price up. They usually get some Bitcoins out of, or some coins out of circulation. Out of the 20 million, they can decide to ban maybe 1 million so that the total supply becomes 20 million instead of 21. So they can decide to ban 5 million so that the total supply will become roughly 17 or 16 million. So the more the supply becomes less for tokens that can enable a ban. Bitcoin does not enable bans. I was just giving an example because most of us already know about Bitcoin. But for cryptocurrencies that support bans, in their tokenomics is the economics behind the token. So if they can support a ban and they be able to put out a good number of tokens in circulation, it creates scarcity. And you all know the characteristics of money. There has to be scarcity. So the more scarcity is created, is the more the money value or demand pushes up for that particular currency or that particular asset. Yeah, that's one of the virtue of money, scarcity. So literally the banning creates scarcity, and this is the project that Shibarium is going to start doing within Shiba Inu. This is why I made that tweet, and I mentioned that I'm going to go for that. So usually what we put out relies on the audience, because usually I put out my own opinion and our own opinion so that you guys can also do your due diligence. Never forget to do your due diligence, because this usually is not financial advice, but it's education. It's for our education to know exactly how to react on several things within our industry. Thank you.
You are saying it out that you are going to invest in Shiba Inu once again. I know you invested the previous bull run, and maybe if you could offer a little bit of motivation in terms of the tens that maybe it multiplied your investment as a single project. How did it work for you?
Well, in Shiba Inu myself, I invested for several things. Like I told you yesterday, when I'm investing in a token, I could invest in one token, but I invest several times for several reasons. If I have a project probably in 2027, and that project is to take about $3-4 million, I will invest $100,000 or $300,000 in certain projects, so that I target a price and in which that project can give me those number of $1 million by the time it gets to the next bull run, or by the time it gets to 2027. So, for example, if you invested $5,000 in Shiba Inu when it still had about 7 zeros, when it deleted 1 zero, your $5,000 became 50,000. When it deleted another zero, the 5,000 became $500,000. Deleted another zero, the 5,000 became $5 million. That is how the multiplier effect works. It works it works on a very bigger scale than you having a token that is already priced highly and just buy one token or two tokens. Here you buy trillions of them because they are still below cents. When you look at the Shiba Inu right now, I think it has about only 4 zeros, but it had 7 zeros plus. Yeah. So, and the mere fact that it was amongst the first 100 tokens on the coin market cap, and this market capitalization was also big, it attracted me to go into it. Like I have been saying, we are also looking, I am looking into artificial intelligence tokens like Fetch AI. I'm looking into metaverse tokens like the Launchpad token, the MetaVPad. I'm going to talk about the Launchpad so that you people can appreciate what Launchpads do in this industry and how you can position yourself on these Launchpads. And I'm also investing in tokens with different utilities. Yes, Rama, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Festo, for that amazing on expounding on the project of Shiba Inu. I move up to Mr. Frank. We have Shiba Inu ranking as your #1 project right now in terms of the projections of the profits that it could make in the next bull run. Your second project?
Before I go to my second project, I'm going to give the students of MicroPlus Labs what I do call homework. I want them to go and do some research on a coin called Bond Token. It's the Bond Token, Bond Swap, something like that. Let them first understand it, and that Bond Token is going to be one of the tokens that we are going to be giving today. So I will not utter much about Bond Token, but let them first understand it. It's closely related to Shiba. So after them understanding this, they will know the use of Bond Token, because it's actually likely to yield more money compared to Shiba, because it's under the Shibarium blockchain, and we think it's going to outperform Shiba because its market cap is still low. So the second project is going to be the one in crypto gaming, the one called Gala Game. This is a studio for games, and still being a studio for games, Gala Games is also a game creator itself. Gala Games manages games. It also have that thing of, I don't know, I'm forgetting, but when I remember, I'm going to be telling you more. But Gala Games is going to be your next project. Still, you're going to be doing revision or revising about the Gala Games token. Another one that I'm going to be giving today as a token is the one called Matic. Yesterday, Mr. Festo was analyzing and talking about Matic. We have seen the partnerships that Matic has picked up. We have seen all big companies partnering up with Matic. So Matic is going to be our second project for the investment. Now, after Matic, I'm going to go still deep into the Ethereum system, because Ethereum is the blockchain that is governing almost each and everything concerning defining cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to go and I give also another token which is called the Lido token. Now this Lido token is a protocol built on the Ethereum blockchain, which allows the users to access what we do call liquidity, and through that they can earn what we do call yield, or what we do call the yield farming technique, whereby you provide the liquidity, and at the end of the day you earn some APY on whatever you have invested in. So Lido is going to be our second token, because Ethereum has just started this thing of staking, and now if Ethereum has just started staking, and staking is always through the Lido token, then we should also look into Lido. So Lido is LDO, but the full name is the Lido DAO. So look into Lido. Now, should I continue to the third one?
No. I want us to have a little bit discussion about these discussions. I want Mr. Festo to come in to give his explanation, something similar that he did last night about Polygon Matic.
Polygon Matic.
He gave a well explained and very informative discussion with this project. Mr. Festo, talking about Polygon Matic, why should it be a project that we still want to invest in now?
Like I usually mention, I follow where the big money goes.
Yeah.
And when you look at Polygon, Disney put it on its incubation program, and Disney is the owner of most of the world's luxury brands, and also many big brands. Disney owns a lot of big brands. It owns a lot of these movies that you see. It owns a very big part of Hollywood. It owns Spider-Man. It owns Minions. It owns a lot of these brands that you see. And when you look at the valuation of Disney, it's really big, and it influences a lot of people's lives. It influences the lives of so many kids that are from age 9 to below. In the entire world, every kid would love to put on something that is from Disney. So it being put on the incubation program of Disney being a big money, we follow. You get. Then the other thing is Meta. Meta already put also Polygon Matic on its incubation program, and Meta is the biggest social network. Then Flipkart allows Polygon Matic on its as a mode of payment. Flipkart is the biggest online shop in India, just like you see Alibaba or you see Amazon. So Indians are in the billions. That means the market is huge, and cryptocurrencies usually, a successful cryptocurrency should have a community. Last week we were talking about airdrops, and you all know why these cryptocurrencies do these airdrops. So if you understand the power of the community, you would understand what Flipkart brings for Polygon Matic, or what Flipkart adds onto Polygon Matic. Then the owner of the Nothing phone also integrated, Polygon Matic onto the Nothing phone. So this all brings me to a point where I have to follow. Then the other thing is it's in the top 10. Market capitalization is good. It has been given. It has been given a lot of donations by Vitalik Buterin, the owner of Ethereum, and so on. So I think it's a token I do not want.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I've lost Mr. Festo with a network issue, just a little bit, but we'll have him back on very soon. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and ask any question to any of our speakers. Go to the comment section, but before you do that, make sure you've subscribed and you've hit the notification button. So go ahead. I'm already seeing some comments and some questions. So go ahead and ask your questions in the comment section. I'll be able to read out a few that will go to any of our speakers. I can see Mr. Blessed Pio saying, can a busy person do crypto investing and trading? It seems to me that you have to be glued on the internet, social media, and reading here and there. Mr. Andrew, I want you to be able to answer that, then I'll move to Mr. Frank here. In terms of our schedules, Blessed is asking, as a crypto trader, does it necessarily have to be something that I do every single day? I wake up and I have to sit on my computer the whole day, or there are possibilities of being an investor, and a profitable one for that matter, even if I don't have all that time on my hands?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Rama. To answer that question, there are two types of people. We have what we call the day traders. You can become a day trader. A day trader is whereby you keep on checking on your crypto at least daily. You take profit. You take orders, like you take pending orders. You can place an order that I think Bitcoin is going to fall up to maybe 25,000. Then you take that order, and then you say, I want to buy Bitcoin at 25,000. Then the system will buy for you. Or you can look at it, then you say, there's a support level here, let me buy Bitcoin. So there are those kind of people. So that one, to do that, you require to be on your computer most of the time. Then there are people who are hodlers. Hodlers is HODL, hodler, but many people call them holders. For them, they invest. Like now, for example, we are in the accumulative state of the market, whereby in this stage we don't expect Bitcoin to go so far and also to fall so far. It plays within a certain limit for a long period of time, like 4 months, 5 months, or even 6 months. Then after that, it goes to what we call the advanced stages. So hodlers, they just buy into those cryptos, then they create portfolios. Then they just forget about it for some time until they hear news that the crypto market has gone up. Then they are so sure that they have made off some good money. So those ones don't require to look at the computer all the time because they are just holding their cryptos. They just wait for the news that the market has now boomed and we have a bull market. So they go back and they check on them, then they see that they have made money. Most of these people keep most of their money on what we call nano ledgers. Yeah, many people keep those Bitcoins on nano ledgers and then they just wait. Like for example, Mr. Festo was saying I can invest for a project in for 2027, and I just invest $300,000, I forget about that money for years until it has reached the amount of money I want. That is maybe like 4 million, 5 million US dollars. So it depends on how you want to trade. If you want to do it daily, you can do it daily, and you have to be on your computer most of the time. Or if you want to do if you're a big money player, actually, you don't need to be on your computer for so long. You can just go onto the market, attack a market, bend the market to your direction. Like say you have your $1 million investor or $2 million investor, go and buy a token. We are going to learn about this actually in the next level, how to bend the markets with big money players. You just wake up, let's say like from 4 to 6 in the morning, and you trade using $1 million, and you come out of the market with exactly maybe 50,000 or 100,000, 10% of your money, and then you don't do anything the whole day. You just do that every single morning. You're going to see that, but this one requires a lot of money for you to be able to do it. Thank you very much, Mr. Rama.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew, for that beautiful insight. Mr. Festo is back, I'm informed, and I want to start off with this question to him as well. Mr. Nateboe on YouTube is asking, if someone has $100 invested in a project like SHIB, I would like to know what returns would well, I think they mean to ask if, for example, they invested $100 in Shiba Inu and maybe it broke a zero or another zero, how much their money in terms of profits will be worth. But I think Festo answered that already, but I think it wouldn't hurt to do it again. He will come and answer you if I'm able to get Mr. Festo. Mr. Producer, do I have Mr. Festo with us now? All right, he's going to join us very soon. Mr. Frank, continuing with the projects that we think will yield some profits.
Yeah.
We had mentioned about 4. We don't want to overpump our students. We want to give them like 6 or 7.
Okay.
The rest of the work needs to be part of their research.
Okay, so now starting on, I'm going to talk about the same project that I mentioned yesterday, the one called Symbiosis. Why do I like Symbiosis? Symbiosis is bringing all networks together, or all chains together. For example, if I do have funds on the Polygon chain, if I do have funds on the Ethereum chain, if I do have funds on the Arbitrum chain, if I do have funds maybe on the Cardano chain, I can simply transfer the funds through or across these chains using one project, and that project is going to be the one called the Symbiosis project. Even if funds are on Pulse chain, I think they are already also integrating Pulse chain to their system. You can still transfer those funds. So that one is going to be good for the communication of blockchains. And remember, the more blockchains do become many, we will need the blockchain communication. And now Symbiosis, what is simply doing is just to bridge that gap of communication between the blockchains.
Do we have issues of the prices, maybe the gas fees?
No, with the Symbiosis, actually, the gas fees are just almost close to 0. It's not like the Ethereum thing where the gas fees are just huge. Now, that issue of gas fees, there are many projects that actually, the project number 4 that I'm going to be bringing in is the one called Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain, which is going to be our number 4 today, is the one which is catering for the huge gas fees that we are facing on Ethereum blockchain. Now, Pulse Chain is a fork of Ethereum. Simply a code of Ethereum was just coded into another project, and now this project is just acting like Ethereum. So if you do not want to face the gas fees on Ethereum, the project that you can use to exchange everything is now Pulse Chain. This one is still by Richard Hart. However much this project right now is still facing challenges. Which challenges am I talking about? The SEC came and actually sued Richard Hart for selling unregistered securities, and Richard Hart is the guy behind this project. So right now, Pulse Chain is not that safe for anyone because it's now going through what Ripple went through.
Exactly.
But to me, any project that goes through what Ripple went through, I think
it is bound to come back at a point.
At a point, it is going to come back. They are just nurturing it well to be strong. Because now, if actually I'm to say, if we only look at BTC, BTC is the only project that the ACC is saying that it is free. Maybe on the XRP right now. So right now, it means that we have only two cryptos, Bitcoin, XRP.
Yeah, I saw the story of the SEC ordering Coinbase to delist all other projects and leave BTC only.
BTC, because XRP is like winning the case. Now, the third one, in case Richard Heart fights hard, will be Hex or the Pulse chain. Now, if this one is a third project, that means it is going to gain a lot of power. For example, if let's say Richard Heart wins a case and Ethereum is still in trouble with SEC, we see people using the Pulse chain or the Pulse exchange as their Uniswap to do a lot of trades.
Absolutely. I can see lots of comments are coming in and lots of questions are coming in. And I want to move to Mr. Festo. I have a few questions here for you from our live YouTube comment section. And Buwe asked before you came back on, if I invested $100 in a project like Shiba Inu, what would my possible returns be and when, according to your analysis now?
Well, I don't want to be optimistic about possible returns, but when you look at the when you look at the
such a tricky question, I understand, but
there are people that have invested. Yes, there are people that have invested just $27 if they have earned millions of dollars. There are those that have invested $100,000 and they have just earned $150,000. So it all depends on what time you invest in and when you choose to come.
Mr. Producer, I'm losing Mr. Festo.
When they've gone high, and some people get calculations when prices have. They get frustrated and then they come down when prices. They come off when prices are down. So the thing with investment is all about time. If you give it good time, the investment will always pay off. So there's no definite figure that you will get this. You might invest 100 and you get $101, and you can invest 100 and get 50,000. So there's no number tied to that, please.
All right, and maybe to make sure the person who asked the questions gets something satisfying. At the current price of Shiba Inu, if one is to invest just $100 and it broke off 2 zeros, what would be the worth of his investment?
Yeah, every zero that breaks off, put a zero in front of your investment.
So that if we are doing the math is with $100 and Shiba Inu broke off a single zero, your investment would be 1,000 in terms of value. If it broke off another zero, it would be 10,000. And if I may remember very well, the previous time Shiba Inu made people millionaires, how many zeros did it break off?
It broke off 4 zeros.
Wow. Wow. So that is literally saying, like in the simple math that you've explained, a minus zero, a plus zero on your end. So with $100,
and it's also the same thing BitTorrent did for us. BitTorrent also broke off 4 zeros.
Wow. So with 4 zeros, with $100 and God being on our side and the markets being on our side, with $100 US, you add the 4 zeros on your end. That would be like how much?
It's also important that investing in crypto is not for the weak-hearted. Markets will swing back, and that your $100 can even become $2, and then it's from $2 that this is why we give out these classes, to give genuine information, and we do not take money from anyone. But this is to show you what we as people that have been in the market long enough have experienced. Like I usually say, sitting with you guys in the studio or sitting with me just for 10 minutes, can help someone rule out errors we have done for the last 13 years. So there's always market swings. Don't invest and then start thinking that the market is always going to be nice to you and give you only butterflies and roses. Yes, Rama, before we wind up, there are communications I want to make. I hope we don't forget them.
No, I think we could do that now because we are almost running out of time. So I think we could do that and maybe try to answer like more 2 or 3 questions here on YouTube,
Yes,
and then we'll have the parting shots from our speakers. So please go ahead.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I was very happy with the first test. I noticed that a lot of people made complaints, and these complaints were very valid. A lot of students made complaints for the first test, but the complaints were very valid. Yes, we used an artificial intelligence tool to mark the results, and just a small error in the spellings usually ruled out the structured questions. But a lot of you guys passed the objectives, which was very encouraging. And I also got to read in the Telegram channel about the comments where someone was talking about the math is becoming heavy. It really intrigued me. But what has to make you different from other people is these levels. You have to hit higher levels for you to be able to make it better, to grow in the market. This is why we call this level a 10 bagger. The number 10 and then bagger, you have to be able to bag times 10 your investment every month. And this does not come easy. It comes with a good number of analyses. So you guys, if you are to make money out of the market as a Forex trader, as a cryptocurrency trader, you must understand this. Many of you people have been asking me, how have you been able to be a profitable trader, and how have you? Now you're getting where you start to see reasons why, and I don't want you to give up at these levels. You get so it is something that you guys have to go through, and those that are going to go through it, it is a sacrifice that is going to pay off in time. Believe me, it is going to pay off, and this is why we will have badges for people that will pass the 10 bagger level. And right now, if you're still on student levels, beginner level, trader level, you are not yet there. There, you can just start YouTube channels and start getting followings by explaining what moving averages is. This is real education that we are talking about. Yes, so we are also beginning the software development class. Remember, Mitro Plus is a forum where we want to create blockchain awareness all throughout Africa and also enlighten people about blockchain, Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence. So our blockchain class, in partnership with our partners from Russia and Canada, are beginning soon. And tomorrow we have an introductory call. We have an introductory call so that we can segment students on depending on their skill levels and their interest, and the tutors that are from Canada and Russia that are going to take on these students. And these blockchain classes, what we opt to achieve is we opt to achieve people that can build blockchain software applications, that can build new ideas and new businesses along blockchain and Web3, and also people that can take on the jobs that are being offered by our human resource company, our partner company for human resource out there. And these jobs are going to be ready for every excelling student. For as long as you will not drop out, every student will be able to. Every person that excels in his grades will be able to find these jobs. So what we are doing is eradication of illiteracy along blockchain, and at the same time, it eradicates poverty, and at the same time, it positions us as youth. You guys, most of you guys are still younger than me, but it will position you guys in positions where you are able to learn things, employable skills that are going to be able to find you jobs. So tomorrow we have that introductory call, and people are going to be able to talk about their background, their a small bio about themselves and their expectations in these classes and why they should be granted these scholarships. And Also, to remind you, our visitor Dunstan Teo, his next video, his part 2 video is premiering out today at 10. Please go and watch it. Comment on that video and then send some love. Send some love to the studios that compile these videos for you guys. That is all the communication that I had. I just do not want to see guys breaking off. If you have a dream of battling out good traders in the market, you need to go through the math. There is nothing easy. Easy stops at some levels. Easy stops at some levels. If you want to, if you want to become a YouTuber out of, well, there are some very good YouTubers I've met, and actually those YouTubers I've respected and appear on most of their, on some of their YouTubes. But there are very many that just make this business to just get following. So please, if you're to be a trader, let's go through these levels. Listen to your tutors, just like your tutors listen to some of us, and just like some of us listen to some other people. So let's go through these things and let's learn these mathematics. If you need the tutor to go back a bit, let those comments come in and the tutor will respect that and we will go back a bit. Yeah, we will go back a bit. And believe me, as MitroPlus, we will see where the skill level, which skill level has been adopted most, and that is where we will stop. But if we go ahead with a class that says we are going to go through until the military grade level, then we will teach the military grade level. Yeah, but at least make sure you pass through the 10 bagger, then get to the pro trader level and also the next level, then so that you can get to where the military grade is. We would love to see some of you guys that can be hired to be in armies or in trading armies or digital asset traders armies of countries like South Korea and several countries. We would love to see these success stories within the next 2 years, 3 years coming from MitroPlus. Believe me, these things are possible, and we are going to do them with you guys, like it or not. If you are not going to be amongst those people that are going to be in the success stories, your friend that is texting right now or that is commenting or that is seated next to you is going to be. So they just watch the space. We just have to keep rolling. If I was me and I got some kind of hardship, I would still retake the class, and I would be okay retaking the class. And by the way, I attend most of your classes not because I have the time, but because I keep learning. I keep learning, and one of the reasons why we decided to teach, and we have been teaching all over these years, is because in teaching, it's how you get to learn even more, and also how you get to ask questions you never thought about. So it's a learning process, and we are in this together. You do not have to forget that. We are in this together. Keep sharing our content. Keep retweeting those tweets. We have an obligation to grow together. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Festo. But of course, before we close, there is a burning question here about the blockchain software development classes. Anthony Bengana is asking, are we going to be sent emails for the blockchain development?
Those emails were sent if you applied. They were sent already yesterday. And if you haven't been contacted, that means you misspelled your email or misspelled your number. So if you haven't received back, that means you need to register with the right information, because everyone that registered has been contacted.
All right, I think you've been answered. To move on a little bit to Mr. Frank, there's a question here from Queen Kavi that says, what happens to the US dollar when cryptos are balling, since it's the world economic currency, and afterwards, which currency gains during this period?
Okay, what happens to the US dollar? Is it?
Yes, I think
when cryptocurrencies are booming.
Yes.
Okay, for cryptocurrencies to boom, the US dollar needs to be crashing. That's the thing. Now, this is the thing. The US dollar is...
We actually have a screen here for the DXY. We can do some live analysis as well.
Okay, we are going to do some live analysis on the DXY. Now, they asked the question, what happens to cryptocurrencies when the DXY is doing whatever it is doing. Let us see this. Yesterday, the DXY was up here. I don't know if we are having the chart. Are we? Yeah, yesterday the DXY was up here, around here. And according to the analysis, because I saw that the RSI was already giving us what we do call a divergence. You can see the price chart was already giving us higher highs, but the RSI was simply giving us lower highs. That was a confirmation that price was to drop, because the chart itself was saying that there is pressure in the market, but the relative strength index, called it the RSI, was already declining. That was showing that any time from now, DXY was actually to dump. And yesterday when I posted a chart telling you guys that the DXY is going to sell when it was still around somewhere here, this is what happened. So whenever the DXY shoots to the downside, the rest, the commodities, the cryptos all go to the upside. Reason being that all these currencies and these commodities are traded against the DXY. The DXY is like the measure of the entire market. Whenever the DXY goes up, the reverse happens to the crypto, so the cryptos crash. And whenever crypto goes up, the DXY does what? Crash. Reason being, cryptos are actually also rated against the USDT, which is rated at 1-to-1 ratio compared to the dollar. So USDT is just a currency which is rated 1-to-1 to a dollar. So it is simply equaling to the dollar value. That's it. So whenever DXY up, expect cryptos down. Whenever cryptos up, expect DXY down. So they are negatively correlated. That is what we do call a negative correlation. So soon we are going to be studying about correlations in these markets. You will understand that there are markets that are positively correlated and there are markets that are negatively correlated. Now, every other currency is negatively correlated to crypto, to the DXY, say the cryptos, unless it's only one that is correlated to the DXY positively, which is the USDT. So USDT is positively correlated to the DXY. Whenever DXY goes up, the USDT price also goes up. But other ones, actually most stable coins are all correlated positively to the DXY. Say the USDT, say the DAI, say the USDC. Any stable is just correlated positively, but the alts mostly are correlated negatively to DXY. So that's it. I think I have answered her, and today we have seen the results that we got yesterday. Today, if someone sold in as around here from our Twitter space, you would be sitting on some good money right now, because this is a huge move to the downside. So that's what you profit from dealing with professionals. We look at things like professionals, however much we are just teaching you, not financial advising you, and you do make money just off our Twitter spaces. So these are just worth it to follow, learn, understand what you're going to do into the markets with us. So any other question, sir?
Well, that was quite awesome. And one of the most amazing things is you've been sending out your analysis in our Telegram channel, and there is no single day that you haven't been spot on. It happened with BTC,
Yeah.
The previous weeks that we've had it. It has happened as well to the dollar index.
True.
Every single time. If
True.
you are in our Telegram channel, Mr. Franco shares this, he draws and he tells you, he explains what he hopes the market will do, and we've been quite spot on. It is not very common for people to be 100% in our analysis, but God has been on our side. The previous weeks we've been up there, top notch, with the prediction of the market. I want to move on to yes, there are quite a number of comments down on YouTube, and of course time is not really on our side. But before we go, I want everyone to like this video as many times as possible, and share this link to every social media platform. It is one of the ways you can pay us back. It is not easy to be this committed. Every single day there's a program that we do at MetroPlus Labs, and it's not like we are 100 people. We have classes of more than 100 people. Some of the people that registered for our software development are in 500 plus. So it is not easy. So one of the ways to maybe motivate us to keep doing what we do at no cost is to make sure our content moves as fast and to as many people as possible. That is our #1 goal. So guys, go ahead, like this video. I can see the likes coming in. That's quite awesome. And yes, I have one blessed PO saying, where can I find the DXY? I think the analysis has been spot on, and people are really interested. Just go to our Telegram channel. We are going to have a discussion even after this live. We'll go to YouTube at 10 p.m. Watch the video from one of the guests that we had recently, Mr. Danson Tio. I think you guys don't know him. You can Google him. He's a big player. He's a big player in the crypto world. One of those people who have mined Bitcoin from 2009. I know by now you know what that means in terms of net worth. So go ahead, join us at 10 p.m. on this same YouTube channel as we premiere that second video from Danston Tio. Mr. Producer, Elf is Bongo. Do I have Mr. Andrew and Mr. Festo? If I do, a request from Mr. Andrew to say his parting shots, and then we'll call it an evening. Mr. Andrew, do I have you on?
Yes, Mr. Rama, I hope I'm audible enough. I want to thank you and everyone who has tuned in today. It was such a great live interaction, and we've learned a lot. Yeah, it was worth it, and it was worth our time. The last remarks I want to talk to you about, guys, don't miss Monday. We are going to have a recap on the Gartley pattern, because many people many people
All right. We thank you for being part of this conversation, and for always being there for us and your other current students. I hope they get to use that opportunity at 100%. It is not easy for the people watching. Previously, the previous months, it hasn't been easy to get Andrew to teach you when you don't have some good mornings. So guys, you have an opportunity from our founder. He paid for everyone that is part of this class. I need to stand corrected, please. I need to stand corrected. These classes are not for free. It is not you paying, it is actually someone paying. So it is important to take them like you're actually paying real tuition. Some of the people that we know actually paid lots of dollars to be able to garner this knowledge that we have today that we can profit off. So guys, use your classes and use this chance. Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Let me have Mr. Festo say his parting shots.
I am sorry to keep laughing, but these comments in the group made me laugh.
Because on YouTube,
on YouTube, but also on the Telegram group after the lesson. You know, I had been traveling the day before. I didn't manage to be in the class, but the comments that I saw rewatching the class were really funny. But it was good. It was good to know that it's a challenge, and let's take that challenge. Let's face those challenges head on. What I usually do is to face challenges head on. Usually the example I think that you guys know mostly about me facing challenges head on is that thing where I had to go study aviation because I had that fear of taking flights stuff. So let's keep in there. We are going to repeat that class with even in a more simplified version. I could even come in myself, or Frank could also come in. But please take these things seriously. This is not exactly like the studio said. It's not exactly a free class. We have paid for these classes, and I am sorry to say, but most of these guys that are in the studio, I think all of them paid not less than $4,000 to get time to sit one-on-one or to sit 5-on-1 in these classes. And this is the reason why they are now good at these things, and it's the reason why they have profited from this. So let's take these classes seriously. You will never get these kind of classes, I think, for even $10,000 anywhere else. You're getting classes from the experienced, you're getting classes from the people that have been there, and also you're getting classes from people that want to team up with you so that we can build even something bigger. Remember, if you are interested in the trading, your brother will be interested in software development, and this is an opportunity for you to put him there. And then several other things are also going to come up. Several other things are going to come up. Remember, our project has Web3, has Metaverse. We have to learn how to build Metaverse spaces. I would love us to have built a MitroPlus Metaverse space where people are. We can see people's faces and people's reactions commenting on how the math has been hard. It would really make me laugh my lungs out, because I was also there. It was good to see you guys passing through the same thing, because I was also there. There was a time I was also thinking the math was hard, and also your tutors were there, because it's the same thing. The person that told me to go read the comments was also benchmarking on how he went through that class. So do not think it was only you that was realizing this. We are going to pass through this thing together. And I can see Mr. Andrew is also laughing on the inside. I know it's the same train. So thank you guys for this evening. My regards to the team at MitroPlus Labs. You guys are awesome. You have tirelessly given this forum your best. And we have greetings from one of our dear colleagues, Daniel Molondo. He will be with us soon. And several other colleagues like Frank Botera, and they have been in several other spaces, but they haven't managed to be with us this week. Like I wasn't able to be with you guys the whole of last week because of what we were doing in the background. Thank you again. From me, have a good night. Back to the studio, please.
Mr. Festo, for always being there for not just the students but for us as well. When Mr. Festo said some of us paid lots of dollars, we are not trying to motivate you. It is actually the truth. We paid lots of dollars to be able to have the opportunity to learn what we know today. Thank you so much. I can see the comments from one Rowney Moses saying harmonically happy. Yes, we are harmonically happy. But before we close this session, I want to bring one of my guys. He's always the guy behind the decks. He's always the guy behind the decks. And I just want him to say hello to our audience. And for those of you that have heard the voice on our Twitter Spaces, he was with us as well last night, hosting under the brand MitroPlus Labs. I just want to welcome him and maybe put a face to his voice. Wow. Welcome, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you.
How does it feel being in front of the camera?
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Most of the camera guys that I know are always have camera fright. Yeah. They operate behind the decks, and they love the buttons, they love the shutters, but they're always scared to come this side. How does it feel for you?
You know, it's interesting how you produce the show and everything runs smoothly.
But no one knows you.
And no one knows you. But you see, the fun is how you run things seamlessly, but then you get in front of the camera and you feel like, man, I feel like I'm shaking, right?
I keep telling this guy this, but
you know, it's easier on Twitter and on the spaces, hosting
because you can't see
it. Yeah, there you have your vibe on, and but it's good to be here. It's good to be on the set, and I just feel ambushed. Well, I was just behind there trying to follow a number of the comments.
Yeah,
there were a lot of comments. Someone was asking that we need a graduation So
I think we'll have to discuss that with.
we'll discuss that with Festo and, and our founders and see.
A certificate wouldn't really hurt.
Well, the thing is, the certificate, our version of the certificate is the badge.
Absolutely.
So the badge, the trading badge that we're giving is our version of the certificate. That's what you have.
True.
That's what we all got in our classes, and we believe that's certification enough. You don't need a graduation.
Absolutely. But maybe, who knows the future?
Well,
we could have graduations if, for example, regulation may allow that in the future.
Well, with our physical classes, yes, when our physical learning centers kick off, because a lot of what we're doing right now is actually the paperwork to make sure we have the permission to disseminate as an institution.
Absolutely.
Because these blocks, these literacy centers, you just don't go to any country and you set up. But we're working with a number of partners, just to give these guys faith. We are working with a number of partners from across the board, all across the continent. Our Nigerian partners are running, they're actually running faster than we are, because they've really advanced.
Yeah, and in terms of adoption, they are a step ahead.
Yeah, and then also our Ghanaian counterparts are also moving really fast. Then our colleagues in Kenya, Zuena and
big up to Atalia, big up to Zuena, big up to the rest of our leaders as well.
They've really gathered the masses, and the numbers coming from Kenya are impressive. Well, of course, but Uganda is still, the Ugandan class is still big.
But we need it. We need this for Africa.
Yeah.
We don't just want to empower Ugandans as a country. We need to empower Africans. The spirit of Pan-Africanism needs to move.
That's right.
Well, you seem to be overly loved by the comments that we are getting on YouTube. Welcome, Mr. Elvis from Invite Joanna. That is our mommy. Big up to you.
Mama, the first lady.
First lady. Big up to you. We can see people like Ronnie Moses already commenting. Maybe Meadows also. Yes, we'll get there. But of course, time is not really on our side, and we need to move. But yes, I needed to show you this guy and maybe appreciate him and put a face to his voice. So
thank you
for always doing amazing work. He's part of the team that is always behind the people that you don't see, but we are trying as much as possible to be able to show everyone's face. And maybe when you meet him, you could say hello and maybe find a way of appreciating him whenever you meet him. And also, I need to appreciate the man who is always behind our camera, Ben Michu. I think we'll have him on the next Friday. Other than that, from the team...
I'll make sure of that.
Please.
I'll make sure of that.
Yeah, from the team here in the studio and our team on Zoom, Mr. Andrew, Mr. Festo, and the big man, Frank Cruzero, we want to wish you guys a very great evening. But don't forget, 10 p.m. we are live on YouTube for our second premiere of a crypto journey that is worth knowing, worth doing, getting some very good information and motivation from. And one from Dunston Tio that we hosted deep down in Kampala just weeks back. From everyone and from me, yours truly, Rama Chizito, have yourselves a great evening. Adios. Peace out.